Welcome back to the channel. I was planning on doing a reaction video for the new banner, and I was recording it, and I got to the end. They did the big announcement for this new item called Ascendant Floret. Ascendant Floret is essentially a new item that allows a character to have a second boon. So if you don't know what a boon and bane is, let me explain it really quick. Essentially, when you summon a character, every character will have a boon and a bane, or they'll be neutral, which means that they don't have a boon or a bane. So for example, with this Bartray, he has a boon in attack and a bane in defense. You can get rid of the bane by merging. Pretty old school mechanic, it's been in the game for a little bit now. Essentially, this new Floret item will allow you to have a second boon. So right now, Bartray has a boon in attack. You can use this Floret on Bartray, and he could have a boon in speed, or defense, or resistance. And essentially that would give +3 or +4 to that unit in that stat, based off if they have a super boon or a super bane. Now, just to be clear, units can't have the asset from the Floret item in the same stat. So Bartray can't get another asset and attack. So you can't double dip, which is very important because that would be extremely powerful, to be honest. You could have some very, very deadly units. So that's one good thing from this. But essentially, this item is going to allow you to add another bit of stats to your unit, give them a little more optimization, make them a little bit more powerful. Another very important note is that ascended stats, so your ascended boon, does not affect your arena score. So this is not going to change the arena scoring of the unit you use it on, which is a very big deal because it could essentially push units into a new scoring bracket, and it would make it so that whales pretty much had to summon for these in order to get to new higher brackets. So it's very important that it doesn't work that way. Now let's move on to Ascended Heroes and explain that for a second. So Ascended Heroes is a new type of hero they're introducing, and what makes them different than other heroes is that they get a free Ascended stat. So unlike other units where you'll need to use the Ascended Floret to get that stat boost, Ascended units or Ascended Heroes just get that naturally. You just get to choose exactly where you want to put it at. Now let's move on to one of the main topics of this. How do we get Ascendant Florets? Ascendant Florets can be gotten in two ways. First, the very first time you access the Ascended Asset menu, when you click on that, you're going to get one for free. So no matter what, you'll get one for free, and you can use that on whoever you want. That can only happen one time. If you want more Ascendant Florets, you can get them by summoning Ascended Heroes. Currently, the only Ascended hero is the new Fjorm. But you can only get one per Ascended hero. So if you summon the new Fjorm, you'll get one. But if you summon her again, you will not get another one. So this means that in order to get more Ascended Florets in the future, you will need to summon the new Ascended hero each time they come out. So let's say you summon Fjorm, and then most likely Legyarn will be getting an Ascended form soon because of the story. And you could summon Ascended Legyarn and get one, and then so on and so on. So you might be getting this several times a year. We're not sure. There's no precedent, obviously, to tell how many we'll be getting a year. But what this does mean is that if you want to make your unit as optimal as possible, not only do you need merges, not only do you need dragon flowers, now you need this new Ascended Floret item. And the only way to get it, of course, is through summoning, which is a major pain in the butt. It's just honestly ridiculous. First of all, progression in this game is very much tied to summoning already. If you want to progress in the competitive modes, such as Ether Raids or Arena, in order to score better, you have to have merges on units. In Arena, you mostly need merges on legendary heroes, or possibly duo heroes, or high scoring units, right? And in Ether Raids, you have to have merges on mythic units. So your progression is essentially tied to summoning. And now they're adding another layer to that, where you need to get Ascended Florets by summoning to make your characters as optimal as possible. Now I want to be very clear, Ascended Florets are not the end-all be-all, right? You do not need them. You can continue playing the game as you've been playing. They're not going to destroy the meta. They're not going to do anything like that. If you're free to play, do not summon Ascended Heroes for Ascended Florets. Please don't do that. That's a waste of your orbs, I promise you. But if you're a whale, like I am, 100%, this is essentially whale bait. This is just a way for intelligent systems to essentially not force, but coerce whales into summoning and spending more money. and it's very underhanded. I feel like it's like just a dirty tactic, and I feel kind of disgusted by it, to be honest. Because if you're like me, I'm very like, I need my favorite units to be as optimal as possible. I want them to be as powerful as possible. So when they introduce something like this, it pretty much like drives this motive inside me to summon for these now, because I want my characters to be as strong as possible. And it feels horrible. Like I honestly feel like it's just a dirty tactic by Intelligent Systems to get us to summon more. It's not even a cool or interesting mechanic that we're summoning for. At least with duo heroes, you get the duo ability, and each one is unique, and that can like add to different types of strategies, even though that's kind of stopped in ether raids, unfortunately. But there's some uniqueness there, right? There's some mechanical uniqueness. But with these, this is literally just a stat increase. It's just increasing a number. And it just feels very underhanded way to increase sales. This just like makes me think that their sales aren't doing well, and they were like, well, we can get them back up by, you know, squeezing the whales a bit more for some more money. Overall, I like just do not like this at all. I think this is just a horrible introduction to the game. It doesn't add anything to the game, and I wish that it was different. At least I wish that maybe they couldn't be used on the newest generation of units. That would be very cool, and that way it could be act as a way to catch up some of the weaker older units, giving them that stat boost so they can kind of, you know, be on par a little bit more with the newer units. That would have been cool, but they didn't do that. So essentially this is just going to be another item you slap onto either your favorite units or your powerhouse units. So now you might be thinking, well, who should I use my Ascendant Floret on? And that's a very difficult choice, because in all honesty, I think you should use it on your favorite unit. The unit you enjoy using the most, your favorite unit, makes the most sense. But then there's the inner part of me that is a meta slave, and I would say, well, if you want to get the most usage out of the stats, you're going to want to put it on your most powerful unit that is going to help you carry in either in ether raids or arena, whichever one you're struggling with more. And so my heart says put it on Legendary Ike. Right? Give Legendary Ike the speed boon I always wanted to give him. But then my metaslave brain tells me, use it on Hector. Brave Hector with more resistance is going to be amazing. He's going to be more powerful. And so it's a very difficult choice, and in all honesty, I don't want to be a hypocrite in the slightest, right? I don't want to preach to you about how horrible these items are, and then you see me making a summoning video about how I summoned for the Floret. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm a whale, and I'm probably going to summon for them because I want Ike to have a speed super boon, or a speed boon, and I want Fallen Ike to have an attack boon, and I want Hector to have, you know, a resistance boon or whatever. And it just feels bad because I know that it's a dirty, scummy move that I'm essentially participating in, even though I don't agree with it. So, should you summon for it? No, I don't. I honestly don't think you should summon for Ascendant Florets at all. I think that you should continue summoning for whatever you enjoy. So if you're a competitive player, summon for merges for your mythics and legendaries so you can score well and do well in those modes. If you're a casual player, summon for your favorites. If you're somewhere in the middle and you have just a few favorite characters you like to invest in, summon to give them the best skills and continue doing that. Will I summon for it? Probably. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to lie at all. I want to be 100% honest. Will I summon for it? Probably. I honestly don't want to. I really don't want to. There's a Jill banner right now, and I just want to summon for Jill merges. But at the same time, I really love my favorite characters, and I'm like a bit OCD when it comes to them not being perfect. And so there's a good chance I'm going to summon for it. Okay, that's where we're going to end the video for today. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe, but more importantly, please drop a comment down below telling me what you think. I really want to hear other people's opinions on this. If they think this is just whale bait, or this is a cool way to make your favorite unit a little bit stronger. Do you think that the fact that it's locked behind summoning is stupid, or do you think that's an okay mechanic? I really just want to hear other people's opinions on this, so please drop a comment down below. I'll catch everybody tomorrow with a new showcase video. See you then.